Hello, everyone. Mike Arnold here, co-founder of Pat Trading Partners, along with Bob Iacchino, checking in on Neo. So, Neo finally holding the rotation zone with all this key resistance dropping back down, then getting above, catching on the rotation zone. We then had a target 54.99, 55.78, spiking through that 55.78, falling back, catching on the rotation zone. Now coming up, this 55 level is proving to be very, very key. So that's still one level we'll be watching. I can update this for everyone to the next levels higher. So we have the forward GAN levels and the reverse GAN levels going from the low on the 28th back to the high on the 24th. Look at this. Now look at this really nice cluster. 58.40, 58.44, pretty much dead on cluster right there. Do not ignore that level. If we push up there, the next level above there is 59.57. Right now it looks to be running out. Still pay attention to that 55 level. That's where some key resistance is coming in. And if we see it blow through there, we might see another spike up to the most recent highs and then to the about this 57.23 area. So on a pullback, first area we're watching for is right around this 53.75. You see all these topping tails there, these key candle body closes. That's the first level support with the rising 8. And then the next level support dips into it a little farther, about 53.16. So those are the areas where we're going to be watching for a pullback and a rotation back up. If we get a close below the 21, watch for first returning to about the 51.75 level, and then the next key support would be about the 50.93 to 51 level. The downside targets still remain in place. Let me go over to the daily so we get the bigger picture. You see now we're in the rotation zone, and right about this 58, just below there, we have this declining 21. So you do not want to ignore this area to the upside. If we spike up there, at least move up a stop or take partial profits on any trades you've done moving into there. Now I said we look at the downside targets. If we do not hold this and rotate back down, would be a retest of the lows right around 47.87, then 46.70, then 45.50, and then if we have a major sell-off, we'll look at 42 levels, but nothing that's alluding to that right now. RSI recovering nicely. So everything looking halfway decent for Neo, but just monitor that 4-hour chart and watch in reference to the rotation zone. Switching over to NEM dropping just below our 0.2304 level and then rotating higher, catching on the rotation zone, moving sideways. Finally now catching on the rotation zone possibly and moving higher. Let me get this level out of the way and I'll show you what we've been watching. So then we did the forward projections. So from these lows back on the 28th to the highs on the 29th, which gave us this 0.2540 level and 0.2569. Looks like it blew through that level. Let me show you. This is where you can use also the 1 hour. Let me show you how we were looking at this. So we had a blow through the first level, come up, spike through the second level, and pull back. So that enabled us to then update to here on the 1 hour, which then gave us the 0.2620 level. And what was the high of this? 0.2622. Hitting up there and now pulling back pretty severely. Let's switch back to the 4 hour because that's a slightly more reliable time frame. Now catching on the rotation zone, we're watching for a stronger rotation up. And again, this being Friday afternoon, we will wait to watch how this rotates up over the weekend before doing anything aggressively. Updating these levels now to the upside takes us to about 0.2664, then 0.2707. If the rotation zone does not hold, we'll be watching for a return to about 0.2380. You see this little support there. And if that does not hold, then that is not a good sign for NEM. Right now, it's also holding besides the rotation zone at these. You see this prior resistance level becoming support. So you had resistance, 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 resistance. Now it's holding support. So keep that in mind also. So this is a pretty critical area it's trading at right now. And should it not hold there, it would not be a good sign. Over to the daily chart. You see it tried to spike in. It did spike into the rotation zone, but now closing back below it, which is not as powerful a sign. Would have liked to see. This day is not over yet, but would like to see a close in the rotation zone and not get a rejection from that level. If we do run up through these next levels, the next major area is the 0.2838 level, which is the declining top of the rotation zone. Now, if this rotates back down, we get below those key levels I mentioned on the 4-hour, then we're looking for a return to about the 2.2280, then 0.2219, then 0.2157, then possibly all the way down to 0.2014 on a lot of weakness. So that gives you clear levels on both NEO and NEM. Hope everyone's doing well and have a fantastic weekend. Talk to everyone soon. Bye for now.